This is the Class 80 V2 from MMStudio, which is a Chinese keyboard design studio that got their start in January 2022 with the Class 65, and quickly followed that up with the original Class 80. Their entire class line is heavily inspired by a retro nostalgia aesthetic, which I'm personally a huge fan of. Well, the Class 80 is back for round 2, and there's a lot going on under the hood. So let's take a look with KeepDad, because kids, class is in session. The Class 80 is a 10 keyless board that I have to say is extremely well thought out. In the box, you've got this very nice carrying case that has a separate zipper compartment for the main board itself, which I think is a very nice touch that I personally haven't seen before. Getting to the board itself, with the large bezels, cherry lip, and the pen rail, the Class 80 is really designed to be the centerpiece of your desk setup. And with a stainless steel internal weight, this thing isn't going anywhere. There are a few differences from round 1 which might be a bit polarizing. First, round 2 will be wired only, which seems kind of like a step backwards in 2023, but from a design perspective probably makes sense. I personally prefer wired connection for all my keyboards, but I definitely understand the appeal of wireless. On the other hand, one definite plus over round 1 is the ability to officially run plateless. One other huge difference from round 1 is the ability to also run an EC kit or a Topre kit for those sweet thocks. Getting to the nitty-gritty, the board has a typing angle of 7 degrees and a total built weight of 8 pounds 5 ounces with the palm plate. Before we go any further, let's take a listen in plateless configuration with MMStudio's own mera no me switches, which are just in time considering the One Piece live action. But they're a JWK manufactured long pull linear with a polycarbonate top, a polymer bottom, and an LY stem with a total travel of 3.7 millimeters. One thing to note is these switches had the same, of course, JWK ticking issue, so I leaf shroud modded every switch with leftover desk key films. Keycaps are GMK muted, and please excuse the 2 down arrows because of GMK's goated sorting system. Here's the typing test. This thing is seriously godly when it comes to my preferred acoustics in the plateless configuration, and I think the leaf spring gasket mount has a lot to do with it. While the build isn't quite as straightforward as some other builds due to the extra hardware and JST connectors in the bottom housing, the end result is one of my favorite boards that I've tried to date. Before we go any further, you might be wondering, what is all that extra hardware in the bottom housing, and why does this board have so many JST connectors? Well, my friends, it's time to introduce you to the standout feature of the Class 80, aka the Quiet Quitting Special. With one flip of a switch, this board fixes all leaf noise, crap sounds, and the desire to continue living for anyone in your general area. Obviously, it's kind of a gimmick, but the solenoid especially reminds me of kind of like an old school typewriter feel, which is in line with the retro aesthetic. I wanted to see how different the board sounded in plate configuration, so here's a quick typing test with the palm plate. Here we go. I definitely prefer the board in plateless, but I have to say typing on a palm plate after all the PC and FR4 I've been seeing lately is pretty refreshing. One thing I didn't get to try was the electrocapacitive kit, or the Topre kit, but at $450 for the complete kit, it's a great way to get into Topre if that's something you're interested in. For reference, I picked up the EC kit for my Matrix ME from Desk Keys, and the cost of the kit, the sliders, domes, and the board itself cost almost double the Class 80, which comes with everything you need besides keycaps. Overall, I think the Class 80 is a great mid-tier board as far as price is concerned, as it'll run you $355 for the standard kit and $450 for the EC version with a stainless steel plate. The group buy will be live in early October, so keep an eye out if you're interested. Check out some more keyboard content here. I'm MakerMods, and I'll catch you in the next video.